What's going on, guys? In the last video, I got a lot of hate from the type of oil filter I used on my truck. I did a little bit of research and I'm getting about a 50-50 on people saying that they're good oil filters and then people saying they're bad oil filters. But I'm gonna go on y'all's word and I'm gonna go ahead and change that filter, and I might as well change the oil as well because I've got about 1,800 miles on it after the power tour. Here's another thing. I bought another filter and I'm not too sure it's too hot either. What I really wanted for that truck is a Wix oil filter. I've put it on there in the past, and for some reason 3 of the parts stores around town, they don't even have a Wix filter for this engine in this truck. So I got a AC Delco filter. You know, if it's good enough for GM, it's got to be good enough for my truck, right? Well, I've done a little bit of research on that too, and I'm getting mixed emotions on that filter as well. But you know, if I change the oil and filter early, it can't be bad for it. So I'm going to do an oil change in this video, and I'm going to fix some of the problems that I found on the road with this truck. You know, power tour. I had problems with the wipers. They quit. What else went wrong with it? Oh, fuel filter. I've got a fuel filter that's clogging up on this engine. So before I even move it into the shop, I'm going to change the oil filter out there in my yard. Because there's, you know, the headers are cold and the fuel pressure, I'm sure, is bled down, so it ought to be a pretty quick swap. And I feel like there's one more thing. Anyways, let's get this fuel filter changed, warm this thing up, and change the oil and filter. So let's do that right now. All right. I'm pretty sure that this filter is clogged slam up. Either that or I have a fuel pump going bad. I'm hoping that it's just the filter. The filter is the easiest thing to change. Oh no, I got the wrong size filter. Dang it. Alright, so I'll go back to the store and get another filter. Dang it. Meanwhile, I'm gonna take this thing off and we're gonna check and see how dirty this is. So I'm gonna shake this filter up. And I'm gonna find a container that I can put this. Oh, I know. I'll get a Gatorade container and I'll be able to see what is in here. All right, so which way is the flow? Flow is this way, so that means where my thumb is at is going to be the inlet to the filter. Let's see how bad. Oh yes. That side's clean, this side's dirty. Look at that debris. Oh, that is full of rust, which is funny because the fuel filter is new, the fuel lines are new on the truck, and also the fuel tank is new. So that just tells me all this rusty stuff came. Oh yeah, and I've been using ethanol-free fuel. So this rust came from a gas pump that I used on the power tour. I mean, brand new tank, brand new fuel lines, everything new, and I've got that inside the fuel filter. So I've got to run to the store and pick me up a fuel filter, guys. So I'll be right back with the fuel. Hopped on my bike and I grabbed me a new fuel filter. Should be the right size this time. Pretty simple install. Real simple install. So it's got in, so that goes there, and this is the outlet. There we go. Awesome. Should be able to crank this thing up and pull it in the garage now. Let her warm up. All right, let's crank this thing up and make sure we don't have a leak. Let's go warm it up. Alright, time for an oil change once again. I feel like I was just here. It's because I was. Okay, let's see if we can make a mess. You know I am. That oil is already disgusting. I mean, I do a pretty good job keeping the oil changed in this thing, but it's just, it always seems to be dirty. I guess some cars are like that. Just never seen. It's usually a diesel. All right, I got to get the oil filter wrench, and I'm thinking about cutting open that oil filter and just taking a look inside of it and check the difference between Delco and the Fram. Oh gosh. Alright guys, I know y'all caught me slacking last time. I didn't put oil in the filter. I will admit that was wrong, but I hope y'all understand. I was in a hurry. I had to hit the road to get to the power tour, so yeah, I made a mistake. So right now I'm putting oil in the oil filter, because the oil will get to the engine faster. Alright, there we go. Oil in the filter, guys. Y'all caught me slacking. Get this installed, put the drain plug back in, and start filling her up. Alright, so I need to clean the surface where the filter goes. I have lubricated the O-ring on the oil filter itself. So I'm going to get that clean and spin her on. Cool. Drain plug. With a brand new sealing ring on it. Alright guys, we are good. Take this out, put some oil in it. Alright, now another thing I'm going to point out is yeah, I kind of filled up the oil filter with a different brand oil. Valvoline. What is it? What is it? Oh. It's Valvoline high mileage, and I'm putting in regular old Valvoline, so that'll be alright. So, here we go. Put an oil fill at the front. The old ones had an oil fill right in the center up front here. I wish I had that on this one. There we go. Oil is changed, guys. And I have a hopefully better filter. Crank it over and check for oil pressure right there. 0 oil pressure, and there we go. We got oil pressure. Now I'm going to go make sure that there's no oil puking all over the ground. Oh, it looks fantastic under there. No oil spraying. Boy, this thing's loud. I'm sure the neighbors love me. Alright guys, so as you saw, I opened up both of these filters in a bit of a crude way, and I'm just gonna say y'all were right. I looked online and it was about 50-50. Like, a lot of people were like, Fram's a great filter, you know, there's nothing wrong with it, and then other people were like, total junk. I'm not 100% sure, you know. I know that the element on the inside, whether it's paper or like a fleece or whatever, it can filter out certain particulates, like certain sizes and stuff. I'm not sure if that's the same. But what I do notice is, one, this Fram filter was shorter than the one that I got. It's the Delco is a PF 1218, and the Fram is a something. Where is it? PH 30. You know, that could be totally two different filters that aren't, like, how do I put it, comparable? Whatever the word is. You know, it could have been a filter for a different engine. I don't know, but this is what was on my truck. The AC Delco, you see right here. This is what was on my truck before. and I don't see a whole lot of garbage. I'm sure it did its job. It's a pretty old filter, by the way. That's why it's coming apart. This filter's probably 5 years old. Okay, no, maybe it's last time I changed the oil on this truck was for Power Tour 2018, because 2019 I took the Nova. So 18, 19, 20, 20. So this filter's 3 years old. It's pretty old. Not a lot of miles on it because I don't drive this truck all the time. I just use it for Sunday driving and stuff. So I'm a bad boy. I don't change my oil every year. But when you have so many vehicles, you know, it's tough to change oil on every single one of them. Yeah, there is some garbage in here. But you notice how many folds we have in this paper element. Then we go to the Fram, and look at that. It is, you know what, I'm going to say that it's, if I were to stretch this paper out, in fact, let's do that. I'm going to stretch both papers out, and we're going to just show how much more material is in this PF 1218 Delco filter compared to the PH 30 on the Fram. So give me 1 second, guys. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go up underneath the dash and try to figure out why my wipers quit working. At least I'm going to try to. It's starting to get dark. Okay, I can see that it blew the wiper fuse. So I'm going to have to replace the wiper fuse. Let's look and see if I can stick my head under for the wiper motor, and I'm going to look for some burnt wires or whatever. Well, I don't see any burnt wires. So I'm going to hook up my let me see if I can find it. I have a short circuit tester. I'm going to hook it up, and I'm going to turn on the wipers and see if I can get them to work. So this is a really neat tool. If there's a short circuit, it's going to break the circuit and it's going to start buzzing. I mean, it's going to make an awful noise. I'm hoping that y'all won't hear the noise, because if y'all do, then it's going to mean that I've got a problem. So I'm hoping that I'll just hook this up and the wipers go to working again. So it's the fuse up top. That's the issue. This little thing has some alligator clips, and I'll be able to hook up. Oh gosh. Alright, I still need my right arm. Oh gosh. Alright, I'm gonna hook up right here. And this other one I'm gonna hook up right here. right, it's hooked up. Okay. All right. I'm gonna turn on the ignition. Okay. That's low, and that's high. They're working.